What's going on, guys? Dan here. Welcome back to another edition of Rad or Bad. Today we are looking at a kuwahara magician. I'm not too familiar on the year or if this is the EX model, but it is for sure a kuwahara magician. And before we get into the bike, you already know if you are on YouTube, we are almost at 500 subs, so hit the sub. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're on TikTok or if you're seeing this on Instagram or whatever, hit the follow. Would greatly appreciate that as well. And let's get into the bike. Now, I'm going to be completely honest on this one. There is not much wrong with this bike, in my opinion. This bike is almost perfect. We'll start up top with the levers, though. The cable routing. Run it through the front of those bars, man. Run it through the front of those bars. But aside from that, like the leveling of the actual cables itself, they look evenly spaced. The levers, maybe I guess tilt them down a little more. But as far as the top of the bike, man, that's basically it. Just run the cables through the front of those bars and that's it. Going down to the lower section of the bike, stem looks good. The swoop on that gyro, it's not a gyro, that's a rotor. But the swoop on that rotor looks good. Going down to the caliper looks like the cable caliper is bent over. Instead of up, it's like bent over like that, which kind of bugs me. I've never liked having the cable bent over like that, so having it straight up would be better. And actually looking at this bike a little more right now, I do see something else. Now if you look at the left fork, or the left side of the fork, the cables actually ran on the outside of the fork. It should be ran in between the wheel and the fork itself, so that way your foot's not getting caught or it getting caught on something else or whatever have you. So that's actually a big no that I just fucking realized. Yeah, that should always be ran in between the wheel and the fork itself. But aside from that, we're good. Middle of the bike, no complaints here. That cable is ran nicely. The choice of seat is good. The seat post is straight. Seat clamp is good. I don't care for colored crank arms, so that's just a nitpick with me. And I would personally have gone with silver pedals, but again, that's just me. And there's not much to say about the rear of the bike. All in all, if they were to just tilt the levers, run the cables through the front of the bars, and then fix that cable on the outside of the fork, this thing would be fucking perfect. This is a beautiful bike. So with those little things, whatever, I'm still gonna give this a fucking rad.